I mean, my friends, there's sort of like a unspoken code that we're there for each other and we would never turn on each other. It's like kind of like this alliance that is the best kind of friendship you can have.
Did Blake Lively just throw Taylor Swift under the bus? The Gossip Girl star's text messages reveal a sinister plot that's left Taylor feeling used and betrayed. We've got the inside scoop on the heated NYC penthouse meeting that changed everything. Taylor walked in expecting girl talk, but left feeling ambushed and manipulated. The question on everyone's lips: can this friendship survive such a shocking betrayal? Taylor Swift and Blake Lively's friendship was the stuff of Hollywood dreams. From red carpet appearances to cozy Instagram posts, these two seemed inseparable. But behind the glitz and glamour, a storm was brewing that would rock their relationship to its core. Let's rewind to 2015, when Swift and Lively first crossed paths during a L'Oreal campaign. The sparks of friendship flew instantly. And before long, Lively was strutting her stuff in Swift's star-studded Bad Blood music video. It was a match made in celebrity heaven, or so it seemed. As their bond deepened, Swift even became godmother to one of Lively's children. Talk about hashtag friendship goals, right? But whispers of trouble were already starting to circulate in Hollywood's inner circles. On social media, it was all heart emojis and gushing comments. Swift couldn't stop praising Lively's wit and charm, while Lively returned the favor by fangirling over Swift's latest hits. They were the dynamic duo that had fans and fellow celebs alike green with envy. But what really drew Swift to Lively? Insiders say it was the actress's bold, take-no-prisoners attitude. Taylor admired how Blake refused to be controlled by anyone in the industry. A source close to Swift revealed she saw Blake as this fearless force of nature. However, as time went on, cracks began to appear in their picture-perfect friendship. While they continued to serve up #1 bestie goals for the cameras, behind the scenes, personality clashes were becoming more frequent. Swift's carefully curated image was starting to clash with Lively's more unpredictable nature. Remember that explosive meeting we mentioned earlier? Well, buckle up, because it's about to get real. Sources say that what went down in Lively's NYC penthouse would change everything between these two superstars. So, what evidence points to Blake Lively's alleged betrayal? For starters, Swift's growing unease with Lively's full-throttle approach to life and career was becoming harder to ignore. While Swift preferred to keep certain aspects of her life private, Lively was all about pushing boundaries and making waves. A Hollywood insider spilled the tea. Taylor started feeling like Blake was using their friendship for publicity. Every time they hung out, paparazzi would mysteriously show up. It didn't sit well with Taylor. But the real kicker? Text messages that reportedly surfaced showing Lively discussing Swift's personal life with other celebrities. One message allegedly read, "'Tis so naive sometimes. She needs to toughen up if she wants to survive in this industry." As the tension mounted, their public appearances together became less frequent. Swift's trademark squad photos on Instagram were noticeably lacking in lively content. Fans started to speculate, and the rumor mill went into overdrive. Picture this: a luxurious NYC penthouse, the kind of place where Hollywood's elites sip champagne and spill secrets. But on this fateful day, the bubbles were about to burst for Taylor Swift. Our favorite pop princess thought she was in for a cozy catch-up with her bestie, Blake Lively. Instead, she walked straight into a Hollywood ambush that would leave her feeling like a pawn in someone else's game. As Taylor stepped off the elevator, expecting to hear Blake's infectious laughter, she was met with an atmosphere so tense you could cut it with a knife. The living room was a battlefield, and sitting at ground zero was none other than Justin Baldoni, looking like he'd just swallowed a lemon. This wasn't the girly gossip session Taylor had signed up for. Justin, the man behind the upcoming It Ends With Us adaptation, was in the middle of what he later described as a superheated meeting. And boy, was he not happy to see Taylor and Ryan Reynolds waltz in. Talk about bad timing. But here's the kicker. Taylor had no clue she was crashing this Hollywood showdown. Our inside sources tell us that Taylor was just following Blake's invitation, showing up at the time her friend had suggested. Imagine her surprise when instead of pizza and pillow fights, she found herself in the middle of a Hollywood power play. Taylor, ever the professional, tried to salvage the awkward situation. She introduced herself to Justin, gushing about how excited she was for the movie. Little did she know she'd just stepped into a minefield of legal drama and creative differences. But let's rewind for a second. What exactly was going down in that penthouse before Taylor arrived? Sources close to the situation paint a picture of a meeting gone wrong. Justin and Blake were locked in a heated debate over a rewritten scene for It Ends With Us. We're talking raised voices, icy glares, and enough tension to fuel a whole season of a soap opera. When Taylor and Ryan showed up, it was like throwing gasoline on an already blazing fire. Justin felt ambushed, probably thinking Blake had called in the big guns to intimidate him. But our Taylor? She was just there for the hangout she'd been promised. As the dust settled, the real fallout began. Taylor was left feeling used and confused. She'd unwittingly become a pawn in Blake's Hollywood chess game, and it didn't sit well with our pop queen. The betrayal stung even more because it came from someone she considered a close friend. But the drama didn't end when Taylor left the penthouse. Oh no, this is Hollywood, baby. The aftershocks of that disastrous meeting are still being felt. Sources close to both Taylor and Blake are whispering about a slight shift in their friendship. Legal drama has a way of putting even the strongest bonds to the test. And this one's no exception. Poor Blake is reportedly horrified that Taylor got dragged into her fight with Justin. She's worried sick that her bestie might get caught in the crossfire. Maybe even end up being deposed and grilled by lawyers. Talk about friendship goals gone wrong. In the glittering world of Hollywood, where friendships are as fragile as crystal champagne flutes, a single text message can shatter even the strongest bonds. And that's exactly what happened when Blake Lively decided to channel her inner Khaleesi. After the heated penthouse showdown with Justin Baldoni, Blake fired off a cryptic message that would make Cersei Lannister proud. In her text, she declared, "If you ever get around to watching Game of Thrones, you'll appreciate that I'm Khaleesi, and, like her, I happen to have a few dragons." But this wasn't just a casual TV recommendation. Oh no, this was Blake staking her claim as the mother of dragons in Hollywood. She went on to boast, "For better or worse, but usually for better, because my dragons also protect those I fight for. So really we all benefit from those gorgeous monsters of mine. You will too, I can promise you." Yikes. Talk about a power play. But who exactly were these dragons Blake was referring to? Well, folks, it seems our girl Blake was casting Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds in the roles of her fire-breathing protectors. But here's the kicker. Taylor wasn't exactly thrilled about being reduced to a mythical beast in Blake's Hollywood Game of Thrones. Sources close to Swift spilled the tea, revealing that Taylor felt Blake was crossing a line. It wasn't just about being called a dragon. Although, let's be real, that's weird enough on its own. No, Taylor was starting to see a pattern of Blake using her name to climb the Hollywood ladder. Insiders whispered that Blake had been telling people Taylor cast her in projects, which was about as true as saying the Night King was misunderstood. This name-dropping game left a bad taste in Taylor's mouth, and suddenly, their picture-perfect friendship was looking a lot less Instagram-worthy. But the drama doesn't stop there, folks. Blake's text message didn't just ruffle Taylor's feathers. It sent shockwaves through the entire Hollywood elite. Suddenly, everyone was side-eyeing Blake, wondering if they might be the next dragon in her arsenal. The fallout was swift and brutal. Sources say that while Taylor and Blake are still on speaking terms, there's definitely a chill in the air. Taylor's taking a step back, trying to avoid getting tangled up in Blake's messy legal drama with Justin Baldoni. It's like watching a real-life episode of Gossip Girl, but with higher stakes and fewer headbands. Poor Blake is reportedly horrified that Taylor got dragged into this mess. But honey, when you play with fire-breathing dragons, someone's bound to get burned. And in this case, it might just be Blake's reputation going up in flames. As news of the text spread faster than wildfire, other celebrities started distancing themselves from the drama. Nobody wants to be the next pawn in Blake's Hollywood chess game. It's like watching a house of cards tumble down, with Blake desperately trying to hold it all together. In the glittering world of Hollywood, friendships can be as fragile as crystal champagne flutes at a star-studded party. Taylor Swift and Blake Lively's once unbreakable bond now teeters on the edge of a cliff, with the winds of scandal threatening to push it over. As Blake's legal drama with Justin Baldoni unfolds, Taylor finds herself caught in the crossfire, forced to take a step back from her bestie. It's a classic tale of Hollywood tragedy, when the cameras stop rolling and the true cost of fame comes knocking. But the question on everyone's lips remains, can this friendship survive the betrayal? Or will it crumble like so many Hollywood relationships before it? In a world where every move is scrutinized and every text can become tomorrow's headline, genuine connections are rare as diamonds. As Taylor and Blake's story unfolds, we're left wondering if true friendship can ever exist in the cutthroat world of showbiz, or if it's all just smoke and mirrors for the paparazzi.